Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Alps Panorama at the Northern Sea here in Farming Simulator 19. Possibly not such a bright driver though. You do seem to be, like struggle with the simple things like thought and reason. Things like that. I'll let that one, I'm not going to do anything with that one. I'm going to go to you. We're going to run all the way down to the bottom end, and I'm hoping that we can take a full load off that one before it comes back up here. We will do this. We'll light everything up like a Christmas tree. Makes it a little bit better for us to see. And then we should be able to take the next round of some... Why have you left a strip down there? Is that just the level of the field? Yeah, I think that is actually the level of the field. There's a little rough patch right there. Might have been when we were doing some smoothing work right back at the beginning. Could easily be that. See how far out this spout goes. So difficult to actually, like, properly guess where it's going to go. I think I want to be about there. I'd also like to fill up the back trailer first, because it's the most difficult one, and I've got a nice, easy, clean, straight run up through here as well, because it's following the lines of the field, which is absolutely brilliant. And there. Let's not do anything. Don't drift away from it. I don't want it folding up the spout because it decided suddenly that it can't cope with it anymore. And it's just too much pressure to be able to keep this going. Right, that's good enough. That's good enough. It managed to do the job. I can bring this one up over here because the combine's got to go a little way before it can change over. It's got some nice long runs there, so he should actually keep that one going quite smoothly and efficiently. You here... I was going to say, I think he might finish the field, but I don't think he will. I don't think he's going to be able to finish the field before he runs out of space in the tank. So we will go and just empty out the last of this bit into the tank. He should then be able to finish the field without any problems. So that's what I'm hoping. And if he can do that, then what are we going to do next? I'm just wondering if I should... I'm not going to do... No, I'm not. What we're going to do is we're going to leave these other fields. It's basically, we're just going to do set-aside. We're going to leave the fields as set-aside. We'll let them lie fallow for a year. Let the soil rest. This is quite a common practice. In some places in the world, they do a crop 1 year, and they let the ground rest the following year. Like, they do one crop every 2 years, because the soil is quite poor. Other places, I know, a lot more areas, they do a crop 2 years in succession and then let the ground sit for a year. Other places, I know some farms in the UK will do crop for 4 years and then let the ground sit for a year. So it's a 5-year rotation, lying fallow for 1 year out of every 5. And stop you right there. So we can do that. We've had a couple of crops off here. We can have the land lying fallow, and that is still technically, things that do happen in farming. I mean, yeah, the blanket planting of wheat across every single bit of land that we own, maybe not quite so much with that, but I still think that's all right. Now, the next thing is we do want to mark out the edge of the field, and I can do that with just running the plough. But what it will do is the edge of the field will be wherever I drive this tractor. When I start recording the course, the edge of the field will be marked as the center of the tractor. Or it will go to the edge of the tractor wheels or something. So I think it goes to the middle of the tractor. I think it does actually go to the middle of the tractor, if I remember correctly. But we can just run round the field with this thing folded up and do that as recording the course. So I'm going to start doing the course recording from right here. This is going to be the edges of the course. And then we'll go from there. We'll like travel all the way around the entire thing. And that's going to be our new field that we're going to have all marked out. So it's going to go over there. It's going to leave this bit right here. Right. The little field 2 bit right there. All the rest of it, as far as the eye can see, just about all the way around, that is all going to be new crop. But I'm not doing that today. We're gonna get some sleep before we go and do that. Before we can get some sleep, we've got to finish this harvest. Now, what I am planning to do is this one's going to keep running. Then I'm going to load up this course with the other combine, and I'm going to bring that one in. I'm just going to, like, chuck that one into the lower end down there, and I might just put that one going with standard hired help from the bottom end of the field, just working up towards this one, so that I've got both the combines working in the same field just for a little bit, just to, like, finish things off. No, I don't want you. You can sit there, the light's on, that's fine. It does depend how long it takes. This one's... Actually, this one's doing fine. We just grab a drink a second. That's a little bit better. We've got, I would say, this pass and 2 more. That's all it's going to take. And then this is actually going to be finished. So we will watch this just for a little... Tell you what, let's go into cab. I've not done this one in cab before. Okay. We've got the grain filling up there behind us. It does actually look pretty good. The whole thing looks pretty good, actually. It does, like, looking at this does sort of seem quite familiar. The control there for driving this Lexion is a little bit different to the old Lexion that I used to drive. They've changed them ever so slightly. There are some differences on it. But for a large part, it's much the same as it was when I used to drive one of these. And we're going back... That's probably 16, 17 years now. No, wait a minute. No, that's actually closer to 20 years. We're looking at almost 20 years now since I drove a combine for a living. Apparently, in 20 years, machinery has advanced a little bit. Who'd have thunk such a thing was even possible? Machinery has advanced in 20 years. That there have been improvements in the way that machinery performs and operates in over the course of 20 years. Okay, I suppose I should really expect that. But I mean, looking at this thing up here, that there just looks really weird to me. Like, the one that I used to drive had a big circular one on the side. You come up the ladder up here, a big circular one on the side over here. It did not have a massive... I am comparing the Lexion that I drove, which had, I think, a 6-meter header on it. It might have been a bit smaller than that. It might have been a 5-meter header on it. So it's only a little small. It's a little baby Lexion. I am comparing it to the largest combine in the world. This one right here is now considered to be the largest combine in the world. You do have the Tribine, which technically it's got a larger tank and stuff like that. But there are... It's the articulated. The Tribine's the articulated combine, and they are I think they're mass-produced now. But there's still not a very big market for them. They're not as popular as I thought they might be, the big Tribines. And the grain tank on those things, like 36,000 litres, is utterly obscene, the amount of grain that you can put in a Tribine. But for some reason, they just don't have the market saturation that Class and John Deere and the likes do, despite being, from what people have told me, one of the best combines that you can get. There's obviously something going on with it. There's got to be a reason that the Tribine is not anywhere near as popular as regular combines. Whether it's just the appearance of it or that, I'm assuming that there are other reasons for it as well. Because if there weren't, like, that combine, people have told me, is absolutely wonderful. It's got a huge onboard capacity to it. Absolutely staggering. Like, it is. Like, it's 3 times, well, 36,000, twice the size of this. I think it may be more than that even. I think that it may be like 2.5 times the size of this combine for grain capacity. I'm not sure what the throughput of the combine is. Maybe that's what holds it back a bit. It might just be marketing is not particularly successful. It's like getting people to invest in a brand new combine is, you know that the Class combine's going to work. You know that you've got the help there on the market to make sure that everything does work exactly as it should. Whereas if you go and get a brand new type of combine that is unheard of before, how can you be certain that it is going to do exactly what you need it to do when you need it to do it? And it could be things to do with that. That could be part of the reason that it's like that. Right, I'm going to put that onto normal like that. And then I'm going to press H on here. And we're just going to go into the sunflowers. And we're going to run hired help up and down this side while the AI extension, while the course play continues to run that one up over there. Now, he's got a long way to back up over there. This side here, this dude, he should do just fine. So while he's doing that, I'll take this one. Does anybody know why Tribine is not all that successful at the moment? Is it expanding? Is it growing? Is it becoming more popular? Or is there something about the Tribine that holds it back in the minds of a lot of potential customers? Because that's obviously, that is quite a big thing, you know, potential customers, farmers looking at it. Why is he picking, if he's genuinely looking at a Tribine and thinking, well, should I or shouldn't I, what's going to cause him to say no thank you and go with a combine that he already knows, like the John Deere or the Massey or the Case or the Class? Talking specifically to US-based farmers who, because the Tribine is in the US, I think it's in the US. I don't think it's up in Canada. I think it's in central US. Not sure, actually. Anyway, it's thereabouts. It's in that region. It's roughly there somewhere. So why is the Tribine not at the moment all that successful? Like, if it was really groundbreaking, surely it would be. Things would be changing faster than they are. This is the bit that gets me, is that it doesn't seem to be taking off as quickly as because I looked at it to start with and I thought, well, it's got that much going for it that I could see it taking off pretty quickly. But it doesn't seem to have done that. Right? The popularity for the machine just doesn't seem to be there. And I'm wondering if it is just down to personal preference of people not wanting to change their, tradition. We've always had this, so this is what we'll stick with. Is it just down to that, or are there other reasons as well? Is there something about the Tribine that is like holding it back more than just personal preferences? Like, obviously, if the combine's a little bit slower going through the crops, that is going to hold it back. I think people would much rather keep going with the grain carting than trying desperately to get a combine to travel faster. Because if the combine is running a bit slow compared to something like this, then yes, that's a really good reason that farmers would say, no thank you, it does look good on paper, but honestly we want the combines to plow through the crop as fast as is possible. We cannot risk having any slowdown time. We absolutely cannot risk them going slowly in any way, shape or form. Now this crop here, we've got two combines working on this little bit of field right here. That one is slowly working its way back across the field over to here, which is actually making me. I'm very tempted to go and take the other combine. Not the other combine. I'm very tempted to go and take the John Deere over here and do our first run around the field. I'll just run around the field like this and see if I can actually have a marking out like that without unfolding anything, and just record a course right the way around the edge. If I can do that, then in the morning we got a course saved. Then we can then go and generate something new right the way round our land, because we've now got all of the trees removed, haven't we? Pretty sure we have. I think we've got everything removed all the way round. We've got everything exactly how we want it. I'm not going to have any other courses or anything running when we start doing the actual course generation, but we could mark out and save the edge of the course that we do want to do. Now, while the two Lexians are busy whizzing around the field, I am going to try and drive this course right the way around this new field. And whether or not this is actually going to work, I don't know. Whether we can record a course like this, I don't know. I've sort of tried it before and wasn't entirely sure that I got it right or anything like that. So I'm going to, I've got a temp course loaded in there. I'm going to clear that right there, and I'm going to go with start course recording right here. And I'm simply going to do one loop around the outside of this field that we want to make. Now, whether or not this is actually going to work, whether or not it's actually going to do what I want it to do, I don't really know. But I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm going to absolutely give it my best shot. So I'll bring this one along here. And in around there. So you can see I'm already going out beyond, like, sort of going, altering the boundary slightly of the field. Because if it's going to run from the dead center of this tractor, then where I've just gone there, it might sort of go to the wrong point ever so slightly. I think that's what it does. I think it goes to the dead center of the tractor when it's marking it out. And I think that's what we did coming along this edge of the field as well previously. And then when we unfold and we have the plow running along, it will calculate going along the edge of where this plow is. Now, that would be a good thing ultimately. If that's what it's going to use, just use that edge, then we don't need to do anything else. We don't need to worry about any extra details. This one comes up here. Remember, we've got an extra bit of road right here that we don't want to do anything with. And then we go from here to bring that one in there. And I'm going to go round this tree here. So we're going to bring this up here like that. It's going to go right along the middle of this road. That's our edge marker here, is along the middle of this road. So we're kind of just deleting this road here. I suppose technically we ought to just go along the edge of the road. If we're going to really do this properly, we should just drive along the edge of the road here, like this, and not go up into the other bit up there, so that we have got a kind of like we've got a defined boundary along the edge. So if I run this one along here, I'll keep doing that. We'll do that all the way round. Right, oh, we got a long way to go. This field is quite a bit bigger than you think, really. When you really look at it, this field is ridiculously oversized. I don't know what it's going to be like when it actually, like, what's it going to be like when we actually try to generate a course on here? That's the other thing I'm a little bit concerned about, is what is it going to do when we try to generate a course? I will save the course once I've just driven. I'm just going to drive once around the edge, and then I will save the course. I won't do anything more with it to start with. We'll just save it exactly as it is. We'll leave it at that. Now, this bit here, I'm hoping we can drive in a straight line across here. This was the idea. We're supposed to be able to drive in a straight line across this bit. Up across here, we don't really care about the road going up to the bit on the top of the hill. We just want to be able to go in a straight line straight up through here. That was the whole idea of this. Now, I definitely don't want to get too close to the left-hand side. Wow, okay, that is going to really make it struggle. But on our left-hand side right now, we don't want to get too far over that way, especially coming down the hill, because of the shape of the terrain, which is going to end up causing problems for us with the combines. Like the dip in the ground right here, this is the bit that causes the problem, is this kind of curve as it moves back up the hill on the other side. And that's the bit where the combines kind of sit on, and then they won't combine any further. So we need to stay a little bit away from those, and we've also got to stay away from it going along here as well, because we have got a bit. So I'm not going to go right up onto the bank up there. I'm going to stay down the bottom down here, hopefully keeping the combine away from the trouble spots. Now, considering how far we've already driven, I think it's going to be all right just bringing this over to here and not going any further. This course is going to be ridiculous. Like, now that I'm actually driving around it with a tractor, I'm doing 25 miles an hour. I should be in K. I will change it over to kph after I've finished doing the course run. This is going to be genuinely ridiculous. This is okay. So we want to bring this one over this way like this, and then along the front of this one. Now, I don't remember where the edge of the track is. I think it's here. We kind of want to go just at the top end of this field. I may already be too far up. We might end up having to buy a little bit more. But I don't think I am. I think we're all right up to there. I might have gone up a little bit too far on there. We will find out. So I'm just going to go to the edge of that one like that. And then we'll run down near the trees. All the way down here. And that's going to take us back over into our big field that we've got. So that we can sort of take that one in. And then what we'll do when we do the actual ploughing, we'll set it to do 3 times around the outside edge. And then we will start doing land work. I don't know what the pattern is going to be like when it decides it's, you know, once we've got the land work bit laid out. I have no idea what that's going to look like. That's a little bit rough going there, but that's fine. And then here, I want to make sure that I go along the current edge of the field. We don't want to get down too close to that road, because that's bits that cause us problems when it comes to combining and stuff anyway. We already know about that, so the edge of the new field is not quite lined up with the edge of the old field. That is something that I am quite okay with. I've got no issues with that whatsoever. And then you come in like this, going across. And again, it's going to do the same here. We've got like the edge of the new field. It's going to be slightly different to the edge of the old field. So we'll probably have some ploughed land here that is not actually going to be utilised. But that's absolutely fine. I've got no issues with that whatsoever. I think that is absolutely fine. Considering just how much land we have got here, I don't think this is going to cause us a problem. I don't think we need to worry about getting too tight to the edges. I am going to keep the track. We've got this wonderful track that runs through here, so we're going to keep that. We'll run in quite tight to it right there. Then we can afford to move out a little bit from that track. We'll bring that one round there. And we cannot go past the start point. I do not want to have to do this course again. I do not want to have to do this course again. And then I will bring you over to there. And stop in front of the other bit like that. That's where I need to be. And then go stop like that. That's the course. I've now got a course that goes all the way around it. And I'm going to save that. And that is big field outside. There. I've saved that course. Saved and done. It's all looking good. So let's just get rid of that. And then we're going to jump over to the Lexion. We've got this. This one is completely full and waiting to be unloaded. So we're going to get you. We're going to run down over to there and get started. And then I'm going to finish doing this harvest before I try and do the course calculation over there with the other one. Right, we've got that course has now been calculated. As the course is all calculated, it's fully set up, we're not going to do any more with it. We're just going to leave it exactly as it is until the morning when the combines have finished doing all of their combining. And that way I haven't got it... You're not in traffic? Okay, that's not quite according to plan. We need to bring that round. And what? Yeah, that's it. Go on. You put the spout away, because you know I'm coming back round. That would be helpful for you, wouldn't it? And we really do have to be a long way out. Or was I... No, the spout went over the trailers, didn't it? The spout was too far out. That was my problem there. The spout was too far out. And it was reaching over the trailers. That's the trouble with these Lexions, is the spout on them is like it's ridiculously a huge amount out from where the rest of it. Right, Helper G has got a nearly full grain tank. So we'll go and unload that one as well once this combine here is finished unloading. And then we can go and take that back into the yard and tip it out. I tell you what, it's not going to take very much more to actually finish doing this harvest. There is not much left at all here now. If you... Yeah, especially with that combine there. That one's going to go out now. It's going to turn around. This one here can carry on doing what it needs to do. That one there is going to come up and turn round. And then we'll empty out as we run down alongside that combine. We'll empty him out as he runs down across the field, and then that's going to be the final pass that combine does down across the field. And that's going to be the sunflowers finished then. Like, that one will be its final pass, and then the other combine will get its final pass as well. I don't think we're quite going to get all of the sunflowers that are left still to harvest into this set of trailers, because we've only got just under 20,000 litres of capacity left on our trailers. So I don't think we're quite going to be able to do it. We're going to have to go and empty some out and then come back again. But it's no great hardship, is it? Right, there's the little bit out on that one, and then we go into this one here. Unload. I can just run in a nice straight line up along there. Actually, I need to bring it in a little bit, else we're going to get too far away, and it's going to do that weird thing where it's just right on the edge, and it decides, actually, no, there is no trailer there. I can see you on the end of the spout, but the spout is so ridiculously long that it's not going to recognize it anyway. It's just going to be difficult about it. That's what it does. It deliberately sets out to be difficult. Okay, we're definitely not going to be able to take all of the sunflowers that we've got left, because I've only got capacity in here for less than 3,000. I'm just going to bring that one right. Is it going to get all the way down through the end? I might be able to fill up the trailer. I might be able to fill this trailer right up completely. Those two should go past each other. Yes, they will. And then we've only got one very, very small... You know what? I'm just going to leave this one go. And then that other combine there, that one's going to have to empty out when it gets down to the other end of the field. I'll run this one very quickly into the yard and get this one done. This one tipped out. I'm really looking forward to actually getting that course laid out for the John Deere, and then we can get the John Deere actually working. It's going to be quite a historic moment. That massive, like, that is a huge field. Where there's no getting around it. That is an absolutely monstrously huge field that we have got right there. Impressively monstrously huge. Okay, I'm going to bring you up to here like this. Why aren't you... You're saying... Oh, I know why. I know why. The tip is on the wrong side here. That's why. If I turn you round and have you on the same side that you were... Before I do that, though, let me go to the combine. I want that combine there. I'm going to stop this one from working, because the one that's coming up behind it is going to get the rest of everything that we've got. So stop driver like that, and I'm also going to clear that course, and I'm going to do that. Then this combine is going to come over here, and it's going to spout out like that, and it's going to stay right there. Then I'm going to go back to these, and I'm going to drive this tractor up onto the bridge like this, and we're going to select that front trailer there. So I got the front two trailers here immediately, so that one can start tipping, and then that one can start tipping as well. Can I get 3 trailers tipping? I think I can. If I go forward a little bit like that, and then go to that... No, that back one isn't going to do it. Yes, it will. There we go. We can have 3 trailers tipping. I mean, technically, they're tipping on the floor, but it's close enough. As far as I'm concerned, that is close enough. That's good enough for me. Get all 3 of them going at once. Fantastic. There we go. Right. Now we can run back over to these common. Helper G's completed their task. They came down and just emptied out that last little bit. So we'll put this into the front trailer. Take that bit out. And then we've got Helper G just a little bit further back. I'm just going to skip the night now. I'm going to bring you over to there. Well, that's about all we've got time for in today's episode, so we're going to go and take a little bit of a break. We need to chill out on the beach, relax, and build up some strength. So while we're doing that, if you've enjoyed the episode, then could you please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.